is happening, folks? We have some folks that have already snuck in. Hello, Danny. Hello, Rhodes. Pearly Fuqua, looks like Pearly Fuqua. Rebecca, thank you for the heart me. Danny, thank you for the heart me. Rhodes is here. Johnny A. Beth B. Action is here. Mike, Amy, Brenda, McClaint, and Aaron. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so as people stream in, let's remember that we need to, take care of the business at hand always, which is letting the platform know we're here. Rhodes, thank you for the heart me. So yeah, right above my head, over here somewhere, should be an orange heart called Heart Me. And if you don't see it, that's okay. You can still send one. You can go to the bottom row and you can click on the gift icon, and that will take you to where all the gifts are. Hopefully it's near the top, but if not, it's not any heart. You can't do just any heart. You want to look for the heart that's called Heart Me, and you send that, and that is the best way to get the attention of this platform. And then after you do that, you want to share out the live like Danny's doing, and I'll tell you how he's doing it. Danny actually taught me this. You hold your finger gently on the middle of your screen around my nose or my giant forehead, whichever one works for you, and your friends list will pop up, including any of the lists you have in your direct messages. Easy for me to say. And next to each one of their names, there will be the send button, and you can just click that 40 times. And you can either send it to individuals or the lists or both. And I know the lists contain up to 30 people, so it's more bang for the buck if you send it to lists. But anyway, those are the ways you can share. And once you're done doing all that stuff, you do the heart me, you do the share, then we got to start tapping the screen. The goal, as always, is 100,000 likes. 50,000 an hour. Usually we can get enough people to do that. But, it's just a dream. It's not a necessity. It just feels good to cross 100,000. Danny's such a gangster that he crossed over 200,000, I think earlier this week or sometime last week. Fantastic stuff. I lose track of time. I never remember when things are. But anyway, let's get the likes up, and then we'll get things started. I have a song queued up, a song that I love. I might have played it before, I don't remember, but it's a Van Halen song. I'll probably play it often as time goes on, if I am blessed to continue waking up every day. And it's one of those songs that's not very concrete in its meaning, so the listener is left to kind of create their own story regarding the song, and I love songs like that. Another great example of that is In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. It doesn't tell a direct, specific story. You're left to make things up. Mr. Z, I will start bringing people up shortly, so hang out. So yeah, we've got enough people to start off with a song. So here we go. This is sort of a mid-tempo, almost rock ballad. Not quite a ballad, but it's a nice mid-tempo jam. It's not anything crazy, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do, or at least somewhat.
feels the same. All your dreams are strange. Love comes walking in. Some kind of alien waits for the opening. Simply pulls a string. Love comes walking
All right. Love Comes Walking In by Van Halen off the 5150 album. That was the Sammy Hagar years for those folks who are fans of Van Halen from the 70s. This was after David Lee Roth skedaddled, and suddenly they started getting hit records. Yeah. I love all eras of Van Halen. I saw them live in 1984. They were brilliant. And that was still with David Lee Roth. The next year he was gone, and Sammy Hagar was in, and I loved most of those records too. So there you have it. So let's start as we always do by getting. Whoops, hold on. Oh my mouse played tricks on me there. Let's get Danny up here, and anyone else. Let's see if our other guest is still hanging out. I think it was Mr. Z was trying to come up. Please feel free to request up again. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
All right, Yoda, how you doing?
Excellent. Fun trivia game tonight. I hope you guys didn't miss it. I hope you were all there.
Yeah, it was a blowout. Jessica opened up a can of whip ass.
Yeah. Well, I knew she would. You know, when I heard her talk about how like Harry Potter was a fixation for her, that's a real strong word. And so I'm like, yeah, anybody that thinks they know Potter casually is going to lose to her for sure. So,
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a great game. Great time. I'm sorry I missed your two text messages, but I read them after I
oh,
just a few minutes ago.
doesn't
Matter of
matter.
fact.
Doesn't matter. None of it was important.
Well, thank you for the feedback, though. It was greatly appreciated, and I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah. And yeah, I like the fact that you got those songs working. When I looked at your bench, I thought for sure you'd have an easy time attaching the arm, but you're saying that it somehow got in the way of the
If I put
iPad.
the arm on the end of the table toward Carol, and when it swings, it hits my iPad
All right.
for me
There's
to come
definitely a way to
forward.
twist that
So,
around so that it doesn't do that, or
right,
you could put it in a different place. Like there's
that's
definitely
what I'm
ways
doing.
around that.
I'm looking around.
Because I've been using these types of arms for a long time, and I know that they can be a little bit unwieldy, but there's a lot of flexibility with how you can use them.
Yeah, so I'm working. I'm going to work on that this weekend, so I have it for Monday.
Yeah, because I know
So,
it would just make it easy for you so that you're not leaning over the whole time. So
yeah, true. And my elbow could use a break too. My left
yeah,
elbow gets a lot of pressure on me, leaning to the left too much.
yeah, there
So
you go.
I
So
agree, and I really want to get it done. I mean, look how long it took me to figure out my music on my do my now look how long it took me to get
one
my
step at
mixes
a
going.
time, one step at a time. Listen, no one's born knowing how to do this stuff. If you saw some of my earliest videos, anytime you're on that platform and you scroll down all the way to the bottom to the earliest videos, they were very, very amateurish. The video was off, the lighting was way off, the sound was terrible. Nobody knows how to do this shit. It took me a long time to get this stuff, looking and sounding the way I wanted it.
Well, I've been on TikTok since January, so I think I'm doing okay. Then 'cause I've come quite a way
Absolutely.
since January.
Absolutely. And for all of us, this is a hobby, you know.
Well, for
Let's
me too,
see.
you're right. It's a hobby.
Yeah, you know, nothing's at stake basically. The only thing, the only reason I ever worked to to learn any of this stuff is because I never liked my videos looking amateurish, and of course that means different things to different people. But I knew, like, when I see other people's videos, some of them look cheap, some of them look good, and I didn't want mine looking cheap. I wasn't sure how to make them look good, but eventually I bought the nice lights that I have now. I actually have four lights on me right now. I got the two big Hollywood lights in front of me. I have a key light on the side of me that has a little bit of an orangish kind of tone, so that my skin tone looks normal on camera. And I got another small regular lamp to my right. So it's like, it took a long time to figure this all out. And my sound took me about 5 years before I felt comfortable with how I sounded, because mics aren't friendly to my type of voice. So I had to do a lot of things to figure out how to make it work. And now it's good. So I'm happy. Oh,
Yeah,
Copy
you
Three,
sound
thank
real
you
good.
for the Heart Me Roads. Thank you. Appreciate that. So anyway, what do you got planned for the weekend?
Well, I gotta watch the number 4 of the Lethal Weapons. I still got that in my query to finish. I did watch Play Dirty the last night.
How'd you
It
like
was a
it?
B. I gave it a B rating,
Right.
uh, a 3 out of 5 stars. It was
Yeah.
kind of quirky,
Yeah.
but a lot of action. I did like the
That's
content.
why I said it's not a great film, but it's mindless action fun. So you could just sit back and not think about anything and watch a bunch of explosions and shit. you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Got some other stuff. I'm starting the Ken Burns Civil War documentary. I've got 6 episodes to do with that this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that because
And those are like
Civil
pretty
War
long
is
each episode, right?
yeah, and it's interesting to me because my great grandfather was a lieutenant in the civil conflict in
No.
1860. He went in.
Yeah, I think anything that the Burns brothers do, they're just excellent because his brother is the one that I think did the documentary on New York,
Right.
which he was finishing right before, right as 9/11 happened. And they actually had to go back in and edit that in because it was current events. So they went, I think, from 1605 when New York City was founded and forward, and it was an amazing documentary. And luckily, I had seen that documentary before I saw Gangs of New York because everything in Gangs of New York was covered in the documentary. And if it hadn't been, I would have thought that Gangs of New York was bullshit. You know,
Right.
if I because it looks crazy. It opens up with people fighting in downtown Manhattan, and and if I didn't know that that actually happened, I would have been like, oh, this is ridiculous. Why, you know, Scorsese lost his mind on this one, you know. But it turns out that he stayed faithful to the events, the New York City draft riots, which I had no idea before the documentary that New York City had draft riots in I think 1858, something like that. Let me double check that. Let me see if my memory is serving me. New York City draft riots. Oh, I was wrong. It was 1863, not 1858. So 1863, while the Civil War was still going on, New York for 5 days had draft riots where they had to call, I think, either the Army or the National Guard into New York, and uh, armed personnel from the United States government were discharging their weapons at civilians in the streets of New York. How fucking nuts is that?
Yeah, insane. I remember watching the movie, and like you said, I said this got to be bullshit at the very start of the movie when all those people fighting in the streets. But it was true. It did really happen that way.
Yeah. And let me see who they called in. Several, yeah, it was actual militia, actual regular militia was sent up right after the Battle of Gettysburg, and the fatalities listed were 120 people.
Wow.
So that's why when people are like, oh, no, soldiers won't hurt civilians, I'm like, yeah, they fucking will. They have in the past, and that's not the last time it's happened. 1863, it's happened since then too.
Several
So
times.
yeah, but that's another story. Not for Chill Out Friday.
That's right. That's right. But we had a
Yeah.
lot of laughs today in trivia
Oh
for sure.
yeah.
Everybody was cutting up. It was fun.
And that's why I'm there. Like I honestly don't care about winning or losing. And I get, I know some people they're just always going to be competitive, and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I know that the to me the point is take my mind off of the madness, right, and just have fun for 3 hours. You know, because I don't know what everyone else's life is like. I mean, I have a sense of what your day to day life is like because I know you. But like, I barely leave the house, right? Like, I don't hang out with people anymore. Like, basically, um, once in a blue moon, my son will stop by. 2 or 3 times a year, I hang out with my best friend. Once or twice a year, I hang out with my second ex-wife. That's it. That's it. That's my entire interaction with human beings outside of like being in public spaces with other people, but they're all strangers, you know? So the fact that, and this is why I said everything I just said, is for 3 hours every week, I get to feel like I'm hanging out with a bunch of my friends. You know, it's not that different from when we used to get together at the diner every night and just sit there and drink coffee and eat French fries and just laugh our asses off at whatever bullshit was coming up, you know. And so the game to me is like the Trivial Pursuit part is honestly meaningless to me. It's really about just hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah, it's the conversation and the interaction that really makes it. And even on Monday and Wednesday, when we're not playing Trivial Pursuit, the interaction that we have with each other,
Right.
you and me, and our friends that come and join us there at on my live means a lot. Same like here, it means a lot for me to be here because I went from 3 days a week to 6 days a week now between my show and yours, and it's been a blessing. It does seem tedious at times, but overall, I miss it if I'm not there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the only times I've ever missed your shows, extreme exhaustion or just not feeling well or whatever, it's just a handful of times that I've missed. And I've hated missing it every time, So like this is like this has become my social life basically. And I've had a great life. I know you've been around the world. You've done phenomenal things. I've done some fantastic things as well. And so now that I'm older, and now that I don't have the energy that I used to have, and I don't have the aspirations that I used to have, like TikTok has really fulfilled a lot for me. I'm on every social media platform that there is, but this is where I spend pretty much all of my time. On other platforms, I mainly just post there, and once in a while, I'll reach out to my buddies there, my old like grade school, junior high school, and high school buddies that I know there. But that's so rare that I have any direct interaction on any other site except this one. So and it feels good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I never feel alone. I never feel lonely. Life is good.
Yeah, and it's made it even better for me. I see you on the chat, and I see you in my lives. And what makes it even more personal is that we both have our bat numbers, so we can connect that way too, and that means a
Yeah.
lot to me.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
without a doubt, your visit here a month or so ago to come and see me was the best gift I could ever get, and I greatly appreciate you coming out to see me.
Yeah, I felt like it was a gift for me. So yeah, I feel you on that. I still talk about that with people. And there's so many people that when you're not around, people still hear about you because I talk about you all the time because I just respect the hell out of you, and you in my estimation, you're 10 times the man I've ever been. And I don't say that to make fun of myself or belittle myself. I just know my life and I know your life, and I'm amazed at the things that you've done, and I feel privileged to have access to you, not just online but offline as well, as you mentioned. It's a wonderful thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't know. I can't believe my life without you anymore if you
Yeah,
weren't
right.
here.
Isn't that weird how that happens? You go from being total strangers to like essential in someone's life. Man, that's wild.
Yep, it
But
is.
that's
It's
but
amazing.
that to me is like that's why I tell the story about meeting my second ex-wife is because it's the same reason why I was able to meet you is just saying yes to life, right? Like saying, oh, I stumbled into the Lotus League somehow or KTA. I still don't remember how I got there, but I hear people talking, and suddenly I hear this older gentleman talking about wanting to start going live. And I was like, hey, you know what? This seems like a good crowd. Let me make sure that I'm there for that, right? And because I even remember I chimed in and said, "Hey, what time are you going?" And you told me, and so ever since then, it seems like it was all meant to happen.
Absolutely. And the support that you've given me has been, I can't put a value on it.
And it's
And
my pleasure and it's my honor. And the reigning champion Jessica has
yeah,
joined us. How you doing, Jessica?
Hi, how are are you guys?
Good. We were actually talking about you, so your ears must have been burning. Because
Oh,
I was saying I literally knew the way you were talking a few days ago about Harry Potter. I was like, oh, she's definitely going to win this. Because I was like, yeah,
yeah,
Traffic Man says he watched it because his children watched it. But Jessica says that it's been a fixation. That's a very strong word. So I was like, oh no,
yeah,
I'm going with the person who says it's a fixation.
yeah. I tried to warn people.
And I like how you said today that it was part of the ism.
Yeah, it's just a touch of the tism.
But listen, all of these things come in handy sometimes. Just like Rain Man when he took him to the casino, it was fantastic, right? So,
Yeah.
everything comes in handy at times.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I took immense pleasure at doubling the record.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
was
you
nice.
crushed the record. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think my top was
it's
like
gonna take a long
52.
time for that to break
Yeah,
to ever
yeah,
be
I
broken.
doubt. I don't know anything unless the trivia is like my life. I'm never going to rack up points like Jessica did. And even then, there are large swaths of my life that are lost to blackouts. So I don't know.
I will be fair though, and like if Danny hosts another Harry Potter night, I will sit that one out. I'll
Yeah,
be
see,
fair.
that's very kind of you. I say, you know what? Fucking trounce people again. Why not? Well, it's fun to do. But yeah, but and
Pardon.
I had fun, and like literally the two answers I got were both guesses, and I didn't care. I didn't care like that it was 2 points because I mean, look how much fun we had during
Yeah.
that 3 hours. We were laughing our asses off for 3 hours straight, man. So, I know
And I
some
mean,
people take it seriously, but whatever, it's okay.
I normally tank on like all of the other ones, but I was like, this is my one time to shine.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a couple coming up that are going to be hard for me. Definitely the sports. I might know a few things just randomly because I was an athlete for a long time and I was into watching sports for a long time, but most of the current stuff, like the stuff from the last 15, 20 years, I probably know nothing about that. People bring up names all the time. You're like, oh, blah 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 from blah 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 team. I'm like, yeah, never heard of them. I have no idea.
Yeah,
And
I might get a couple of baseball ones and that'd be
there you
it.
go. Yeah, yeah. And let's see, what's the other topic? Disney was real hard. I was
Yeah, that one was
surprised that I
hard.
won that. And Boomers was really hard too.
Yeah.
I actually went into Boomers feeling pretty confident. I'm like, well, I am a baby Boomer, so I assume that I'll know this shit. But boy, was I wrong. That was like, I think that might have been the lowest scoring game was the Boomers
I
one.
think I'm still riding the high that I got the one question right about silver heels.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Traffic Man, what's cooking, buddy?
Good evening. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, nice. And I bet against you when you challenged Jessica the other day, and I was right.
Okay. So full disclosure here, I wasn't there for the
I
entire
understand,
live.
but
So
trust me, just for the segment
It
where
would
you
not
were there,
help.
where you were like and Jessica got it. That
It
I
would
have a
not have
I knew
feeling.
helped.
a couple of them.
I
I
I
got a
know you
couple
did. I know
right.
you did. You would have been the best competition for her tonight, but you still would have gotten trounced.
No,
Yeah,
no, you're absolutely correct.
even if you had been there for the entire live, it wouldn't have helped.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, no, what would have helped is I may instead of you getting like 139 points, you may have gotten like 137. So
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
you gotta do, Traffic Man, is I'll get your Star Wars as soon as you send me the funds to
I'm
buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
definitely
looking right
win on that.
now.
Okay.
Jillian, you're saying you were here earlier?
Can
Do you
this
mean
not
the
be?
the morning one? Jillian says, I was wondering if you are a racist, just honestly asking because you say YT. That's okay. So, Jillian, I think I tried to explain this to you earlier, but I don't say YT because I want to. I say YT because it's a substitute for a word that TikTok doesn't want us to use. So
Yeah.
if you think that makes me racist, that's a really silly criteria for it. But okay,
It's the same, Jillian, as how we can't say a certain word and we have to use the word pew pew
right,
because TikTok won't let us say the real word. It's the same with YT.
right,
We
or
have to say
Schmittler or
YT.
Schmurder or all sorts of shit. Contextual
Schmotzies and
asphalt.
yeah.
Schmazzies.
Yes.
There's a long list of goofy things that we have to say because for some reason America has decided to infantilize its citizens, and we just can't.
Correct.
Dump is my nickname for the president. I call him Donnie
Yeah.
Dump. Um, but uh, yeah, and it's not. I understand how you would call it censorship, but I don't see it as censorship. I see it as just a wrong-headed attempt to appeal to advertisers. But the thing
Yeah.
is that advertisers promote R-rated content, and so I don't understand why advertisers would be terrified of. And here's what's crazy: TikTok doesn't mind cursing. I think
Yeah.
they're becoming a little more sensitive to it, but you could say all sorts of curses, but you can't say these certain hot topics. Like if someone gets physically attacked, you can't call it, the word that rhymes with asphalt, right? You can't
Yeah.
call it that. You have to say grape instead of the other word. And this is what bothers me about it. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. If you use a substitute word and everyone still knows what you mean, what's the fucking point of the substitute word?
Well, and the thing that really annoys me is, we're not allowed to display images of pew pews, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know why, but I've been inundated recently with cigar lighters. We'll say cigar lighters that are pew pews, that are literal pew pew. Like the people are doing the hand motion where they're spinning the revolver and closing it and then lighting it, and it's like, how the fuck is that? What is this?
So I guess the only reason why it's acceptable is because it's not a real weapon. I guess.
I guess my thought is because these advertisers are paying TikTok to be on TikTok as advertisers. That's kind of my feeling of it.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
just
they
think
let it
it's all
go.
goofy. I think it's
Yeah.
completely goofy. The whole thing. And I feel this way about any platform that does it. It's just like how weird is it that on these social media platforms we can't say the same things that they say on the evening news?
Right.
On the 6 o'clock news, they talk about all sorts of horrendous shit, and we can't say the same things that they say. That's just goofy to
Yeah.
me.
But I will say, having your lives in the morning or in the mornings there, have been it's kind of like an enjoyable podcast for me to listen to.
Oh, excellent.
And that's kind of how I've taken it. I mean, really, I've gotten the notifications, hey, Yoda's going live. And it's like, oh, I'm sitting here doing Excel files. I'll listen to Yoda while I'm
Nice.
laboring away at work.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've noticed that I've engaged more MAGA hats than I usually do at night. And,
Yes. Yes.
like obviously with a sign like Chillout Friday, the MAGA hats don't know what to be angry about, so they're not going to come up
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
But when I put up provocative titles, they all stream in, and I have fun
Uh-huh.
humiliating them because they're so fucking dumb.
It- you absolutely do. I will say
Oh,
you absolutely do.
because they're bringing a knife to a grenade fight. Like they have no idea what they're in for. Because
No, they don't.
I could tell, and this is just my own fantasy. I have no way of verifying what I'm about to say, but I get a sense sometimes that the person that's trying to taunt me is in their friend group, the smart one, right?
Hmm.
So he doesn't realize that his friends are just dumber than he is, and he's dumb also. But because his friends
Right.
are dumber than he is, he has a lot of confidence, right? So they
Exactly.
come up and they try to bring that weak shit to me, and they chirp away in the comments. Oh, Democrats are evil. Well, I'm like, yeah, the people that gave you everything are evil. Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a kind of fun though, honestly. Like I enjoy playing with my food, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't do it a lot. I don't make a whole show of it. I don't know how those people do that. Like Dean, and what's the other guy? There's Dean
Parker.
Withers, and there's who's the other one?
Parker.
Parker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Parker.
For some reason, I
Yeah.
always forget Parker's name. But like those guys, they spend hours and hours and hours, and all they do is argue with MAGA hats. And look, I don't criticize them for this, but I just know like I can't do that all day. I know it would make me
Yeah.
more money, right? I know if I did that, I could pay my bills, but I would be in a mental institution after a month having to talk to these dumbasses constantly all day long, you
And
know?
most of the reactions I see of Dean are like the 30-second clips that he'll share for his TikTok account.
Hmm.
And like this MAGA came up to my live and said something, and look how stupid they are. And then you listen to it, and you're like, "Holy shit, that guy's really dumb."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
I
yeah,
think the last one was he asked somebody. The guy's claim was that every immigrant should be able to pass like a civics test before becoming an American citizen, right? And
hmm,
so he started asking him like very basic questions, like, what are the three branches of government? Okay. And the guy got the three branches without a hitch. And then he was like, okay, cool. What does the legislative branch do? And then the guy was like, well, they do the things. And he was
right.
like, okay. And then, yeah, yeah.
So hold on. This guy said that he thinks that immigrants should be able to pass a civics test before they become citizens. So he's
Correct.
never heard of the naturalization process and the test that they already do have to take
Right, right.
before they
No.
become
Of course
citizens?
not.
No,
Okay, yeah,
Of
no.
never
course he
mind.
doesn't know
These are
that.
the same
Okay.
people. These are the same people. So in my state, as long as I've been able to vote, I have had to present my either driver's license or a utility bill or something proving, even though I registered to vote when I was 18, I have to prove every election that I am a citizen of that district that I'm voting for. Yet we have people in our state at the state senate and state house represent level screaming that we need to have voter ID laws here in Ohio, and it's like
Mhm.
we already have voter IDs in
Yeah,
Ohio,
of
like it's
course.
already on the books.
Of course. Let me welcome David. This is Chillout Friday with Yoda. No politics. How you doing today?
Pretty good, you?
Excellent. What's on your mind?
Oh, just listening, talking. I think that's probably best for our country. That's probably the best thing we can do is talk. When people stop talking, bad things happen. So,
So question, David, then why were you in the comments saying you're weak?
well, I was talking about some of the comments that were said before.
Like what?
Interesting. Like what?
I guess I'd have to scroll back, but I can't really remember about 20 minutes ago.
Hmm.
I was listening.
I don't think it was 20 minutes ago, David.
But that's all right. Let's see. I can scroll back.
You
Let's
can't remember
see.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no. Let's see. David B.
Sorry.
Oh, look at that racist guy. Which racist guy were you talking about?
Right, this guy.
Yeah, you said look at that racist guy. Who's the racist guy?
Where did I say that?
Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to you, fuckface, because you're a twit.
Oh, you're a fucking retard.
Yeah,
Hey, there it is.
yeah.
There it is.
There we
Yay.
It's so easy to get them
Poor
upset.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor
The
thing.
snowflake couldn't handle it.
I Another resident of
And by the way, I always know whenever
Dumbfuckistan.
whenever they start off, when I ask them what's on their mind, they always start off with, I don't know, nothing really. I always know they're a MAGA hat. That's their
Yeah.
dead giveaway every time.
What was the TikTok meme from a couple years ago? Surprise, surprise.
Oh, it's still. I heard it today. Actually, I
Okay,
heard
there
that.
you go.
Yeah, I heard that one today. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
I love it. Oh, I don't remember what I said 20 minutes ago. Oh.
Jesus. Yeah, that tracks.
what is that? What is that in babies where they can't remember things that they just saw? It's not cognitive. It's not cognitive dissonance. What's that
No,
called?
it's object permanence.
Object permanence. Thank you.
permanence.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of MAGAs suffer
quite
from
literally.
object
Yeah.
permanence.
Yeah, it is.
When you get my age, it's called CRS. Can't remember.
Well,
shit.
yeah, yeah, but we can excuse people your age. No offense, Danny.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
It's quite literally out of sight, out of mind. If they can't see
Yes.
it anymore, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why
That's how David
peekaboo
was
works
with
with
his comments.
infants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
peekaboo,
exactly.
Yeah. Remember to play with me here in about 5 years that same game, okay?
I remember when both my kids were like 2 or 3 years old. I would do the blanket trick, where like I would hold the blanket up and then I would like disappear behind the blanket, and their brains were just melted because
Yeah.
Daddy disappeared. That's MAGA.
Yeah. Have you seen the videos where people do that to their dogs?
Yes, and the
Yeah.
dogs freak
The
out.
dogs do
sometimes.
not take it well.
No, they don't.
I like cute animal videos. I don't like
Yes.
videos where people are tormenting their pets. And even
Yeah.
though that's clearly
Right.
not the worst thing that you could do to an animal, you're upsetting the animal. You know, like these dogs are clearly upset that they think their master just
Yeah, right.
disappeared. You know?
I like the ones where they'll say something and the dog kind of looks at him weird, like what?
Oh, like you're
They
adopted.
just keep
Yeah.
see that.
That's my favorite one. Hey, you're adopted, and the dog's like, hey, what?
Or the one where they
What?
act like they're on a phone call and they just start saying all of their dog's favorite words.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
The ones where they're like, do you
Right.
want? And then the dog starts running around in circles because it knows that go for a walk is coming.
Right.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna go for a ride and we're gonna go to the park and then we're gonna have a treat and
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Faster they go around in circles then. Oh, what are else?
Yep.
Dude, I get excited when I'm going for a ride. Hell, are you talking?
Yeah.
Getting out of the house.
Yeah. I was so excited when you took us for a ride in your Mustang. That was
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
fantastic.
we went
There you
to lunch. I had breakfast, you had lunch, but
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
what
it was
year
nice. We had took that ride, and you were saying, "Man, this car is really smooth. This
Yeah.
is a good running car." It was. It
So-
is a good.
It's smooth
So,
ride,
Danny-
you could feel the torque. It was not, and I'm not even a car guy at all, but like, I it's like AC/DC. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. Like, I like that sensation,
Yeah.
So Danny, when am I coming to visit you to put the turbo kit on it?
Whenever you're willing to come out, I'm open. I got a schedule pretty clean. So
Okay.
you're always welcome there, traffic man.
Yeah, now Traffic
year
Man,
model
I
is
know
it?
you are a car guy, so you're gonna love
Yes.
Danny's car.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen pictures and I'm already excited.
what year model is it?
Mine is a 2006. I
Oh,
used
nice.
to have an 25th anniversary one. Had a
It
was,
5.0 in it.
Mustang.
But
Mustang.
my doctor told me I had to slow down, so I got the 4.0 in this one. So I'm slowing down. But both of them were convertibles. I can't give up the convertible thing. Gotta have it.
I drove one convertible that wasn't my own. I rented it when I was on my honeymoon in 2001, And when we landed in San Francisco, I rented a convertible because I knew part of the plan was that we were going to drive down the Pacific Coast Highway, and that
Right.
was fucking amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went.
I
We didn't do much driving while we were in San Francisco, but and because we were only there 2 nights, and then we drove over the bridge to Sausalito and spent the night at a bed and breakfast, which was really amazing. It was this historic house, and it overlooked the bay, and you could see all of San Francisco there. And then we went back over the bridge and started driving down to PCH. And my my wife was on the cliff side, so she was screaming most of the way down the trip. She kept screaming to slow down, and I was like, "I'm doing the speed limit. I'm doing the speed limit." She's like, "It's too
That sounds
fast."
amazing.
Because
I
it had to be terrifying because it was terrifying for me. So I knew she had to be scared.
By the way, real quick, full disclosure, I did just accidentally share the live to Dangerfield, so I
Oh,
apologize
I don't
beforehand if he
That's
shows up
okay.
I
with
don't
his
care.
bad jokes. No, I know, I know.
It's
He
in
well
my
he
early 20s, I dated a guy with a convertible, and I was so excited about it, thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna be so cool. I'm gonna like feel my hair blowing in the breeze, and it's gonna be wonderful." No, that shit is so much different when you're a girl, and like I have like ultra long hair,
mm,
super super long hair, and it just wraps around your face like a turban.
Yes.
It is
That's
not
why you
as
roll the windows
enjoyable.
up on the sides. It doesn't
yeah.
We'll
give you
see.
that
I
effect.
tried that and
Uh,
but like my hair is to like my mid thigh,
Mm.
like
my
super long hair. So
my
like it
question
didn't
is,
help.
what kind of what was the year, make, and model of that, if you don't mind me asking?
It was also a Mustang. I
Oh,
think it was like around like an '07, '08, somewhere in there.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I can tell you, I've only owned 4 convertibles in my lifetime. I've almost 400 cars I've owned in my lifetime, and my very first one was in 1966 when I was in high school,
You're
and
gonna
it
make
was
me
a
upset.
'59 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible, salmon pink color with a white top. Beautiful
Oh,
car. Uh, and
back
that had a V8, obviously, and it was a 3-speed on the column.
back
My
when
That was,
convertibles were hydraulic. Oh
yep,
God, those were the days.
yep.
Meanwhile, my very first vehicle was like an '88 Ford Ranger standard.
That
Mine
was
was
your
an
first one.
'89 Mercury Grand Marquis, so
My
it
very
did have
first
the
car was a
302.
'55 Buick Special 2-door sedan.
No, my
Listen, that 302 would do a one wheelie peely all day long.
Those nail head engines in those Buicks, even though it's a heavy car, I could peel out
Yes,
with that one too. Trust me,
yes.
it was that good.
Thank you, Jersey
I will
Mike, for the
tell
heart
you,
me. Appreciate that. Everybody keep on
as an
tapping
auto
away as
technician,
always.
I despise convertibles. I'm sorry. I can't. As an auto technician, having to work on so many convertibles over the years, I don't ever want a convertible ever. T
What
tops,
was
a
the
sunroof,
fastest car
that's
you ever
fine.
owned there, Traffic Man?
The fastest car I've ever owned.
Yep.
Uh, Actually, I'm gonna say it's probably my 2013 Charger. It'll run with the nitrous tune, and it'll run. I think it's like 12.5 on street tires.
nice. My
So yeah.
Mine was probably my Audi. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, I had a Audi A4 Quattro,
Huh?
2.0
No, there's no
turbo.
chance.
And so that was probably my fastest one. I loved that car. That was by far my favorite car that I've ever owned. And then it blew a head gasket. So, you know.
My fastest car I ever owned was a 1969 Ford Carina Cobra with a 428 Cobra jet in it,
God
and
damn
I
it! With
bought that in 1971 when I got married, and I was heading to Fort Knox at that time. Yeah,
so so just for reference, on the 1969 428 engine, the intake manifold ports were big enough that you could literally put a tennis ball into the
yep,
intake ports. That's how
Absolutely.
big those were.
Yep.
Don't know what
And
any
I
of
can tell you, I know that because I bought it. Even though gas was cheap, I went through a lot of gas real quick in that car.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what any of that means.
That's okay. It made a lot of torque. It went fast. That's all you need to know.
Nice.
I think the
I
fastest car
just
I ever
know.
had might have been my first car, which was a used Saab Turbo 900.
Oh, nice. Saabs are cool cars.
The Saabs are good cars.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only
Who
they're,
was
they're,
the
Saab,
that
first
those,
turbo
listen,
car made in America? Do y'all know?
Do
yeah,
what?
it was.
I'm sorry, what's that?
You know what the first turbo American car was made in America had? What it was?
Uh-uh.
It was a Chrysler, wasn't it?
No, it was the Buick Regal Turbo V6 was the first turbo made in America, 1978.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Because
I
I know
had
that
one. That's why I'm saying that 'cause I do. I had
um GM introduced, I think it was 79 or 80, with the Pontiac Firebird. You could get
one.
the
Right,
optional, I think it was like a 301 cubic inch engine.
right.
Yeah, and it had a turbo. Yeah, it was some
Yeah.
weird, yeah, yeah, yep. Okay, there you go.
But the 78 was the very first one, and then the Buick Regal, and then later on the Grand Nationals came out, and that,
Yes, later in the 80s, the Grand National, the GNX, as Chewy
yeah,
said down there in the comments, absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
No, those
But
those,
that was the
those were the
very
cream of the
first
crop.
one. I had one that I restored it. I only had 50,000 miles on when I bought it,
Oh,
and it was a beautiful car, and it was quick too.
Yeah, the only thing that I know is like my Audi when I had it, it was fun to drive and it went really fast when I wanted it to, and that's about all I
and it
know.
was very expensive when it broke.
It was
Oh yeah,
extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
yep.
But I will say, like, man, when it comes to cars, like the Germans did it right whenever they made the Audi. Like that was the best handling and driving car I've ever driven. It was
Listen,
amazing.
I make so much fun of my brother because he is dead set on just owning every BMW moving forward. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, that's cool until they break. Okay, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like even small repairs that you can do yourself at home, everything is in the fucking metric
It's still
system.
expensive.
Yep.
Yes.
Every everything's in the metric system, so you have to make sure that you have a full ass toolkit because nothing is the regular thing that you're going to use on any other car. Nothing is the same.
Well, I will say, as somebody who is a previous auto technician, I do have metric and standard of everything.
I'm
Allens,
sure.
sockets, torques. Yeah, yeah,
I,
I'm
I
good to
am
go.
not I am not of that level, so
It's the
I did
metric
not. So I
torques that
had to
always
go buy
fuck me.
new shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
the metric
Chewy, what's
torques. There you go.
happening? How you doing, Chewy?
Oh, I'm trying to enjoy the night before I get at it tomorrow.
There you go.
How's the house repairs coming?
That's a big part. Well, here, 1 second. I'll show you where I'm currently at.
Hey, real quick, Chewy, while you're doing that, I found at my local pool part there's a 2005 2500 GMC something whatever that has an LQ4 in it. So, according to Pull Apart, they only want $250 for an engine. So
What?
there's my turbo 6 liter. Now I just got to make time to get out there and get it out of the truck.
All right, we'll make a switch here. Actually,
Ooh,
this is my bedroom currently. Down to the studs. Subfloor comes out tomorrow.
Wow.
Then on to the next room. Oh, I also have to take out my living room wall because while I was doing that, let's see, switch. It might be hard to say, but if you can see along the bottom there, I got mold that grew inside the
Yeah.
wall cavity too. So
Well,
fun times.
fun times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, so
It was actually Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I know. I know. I know.
Which reminds me, we need more film trivia in the Trivial Pursuit game. 'Cause
Yes,
that's my
that's why.
category.
That's why.
Fuck you,
That's
Yoda.
why
Just let me
I'm.
ride my high for a little bit.
That's why I'm going to fund Danny so he can get the Star Wars and possibly Star Trek because
Ugh.
there's films in those, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I watched them all, but I don't know that.
Yeah,
That's mostly guy stuff. I know there are some Star Wars fans and that are women, and some Star Trek fans that are women, but it's overwhelmingly guys. So I don't
yeah.
know.
Sam down in the comments, not silver screen, please. I agree. Don't do that again.
Well, you
Yeah,
mean it's in rotation. This has to be done again. But if it's any consolations, it's sports next Friday.
Yeah. I know very, very, very little about Star Wars and even less about Star Trek.
yeah.
And the week after that is the original Trivial Pursuit game. So we'll be
Okay,
back to everybody will have a 50-50 chance of guessing the right answer.
there we go.
Yeah. So when all those regular games come out, it'll just be a question of who comes in second place after me, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, yeah, Yoda will win.
You'll be back to claiming victory next
Yeah.
week, Yoda. Just let me
I
have
don't
this
think
one.
it's not next week. Sports, definitely,
No,
that's
the
not my
week after
thing.
that.
Maybe the week after. Star Wars and Star Trek, iffy. Like, I like the films, but I'm not like an uber fan of these things. You know, I guess like if, like, I think I probably know Empire Strikes Back better than anything. I think.
Okay.
But even then, I'm not sure if I could like pull up the trivia real quick. Well, we'll wait and see.
Well, I'm curious. What is the year cutoff for the Trivial Pursuit for sports?
I have
Because
no idea without looking at the
okay,
box. I'm not
because
sure. I'm
I'm
sure
kind of
it's because it's used. It's not real current.
okay, because I'm kind of thinking that I'm just gonna yell Johnny Unitas for most of the answers.
You
That'll
come. I'm
that'll
gonna
probably
yell
be
Mickey
seven of the
Mantle.
answers.
Yeah, exactly.
I got
If
Mickey
it
Mantle remembered, and Joe DiMaggio. I mean, I got that one remembered. Babe Ruth. I got that one
Lou
remembered.
Gehrig,
if
Roger Maris. Yeah, I got that one.
Paul Brown.
Joe Namath. Yeah, I got that one
Yeah,
remembered.
Oh,
I'll
speaking
just
of Lou
start yelling
Gehrig,
Jim Brown. Yes,
Traffic. Have you ever seen Grey's Anatomy?
of course. Yes,
Okay, so
I'm.
you know
Yeah.
the guy that plays McSteamy?
Oh, yes, I'm well
Yeah,
aware of McSteamy.
so he just recently got diagnosed with ALS.
Oh,
Oh no,
bummer.
did he
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig's disease.
Now,
Yep.
Oh my
now,
Lou Gehrig's.
goodness.
McSteamy's not the same as McDreamy, right?
No,
Correct.
McDreamy is Gray's husband, correct? That
Yes,
ended up
yes.
unaliving because of that car accident
Correct.
situation. Okay.
I saw
Yeah,
that
Uh,
actor in a recent
oh,
film.
what is his name? Oh my God, I can see his face.
Patrick
Patrick
something
Dempsey, right?
Dempsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
McSteamy is the guy that looks like derailed Diesel.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's the
sorry.
guy that McDreamy's first wife cheated on him with. It was his best
Yes,
friend.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he just recently got diagnosed with ALS. I mean, it's already, like, you can
Oh,
tell
that's
it's
a
pretty
shame.
progressed. Like, I think he said he's already lost function of his, I think it's like his right side,
You know,
particularly his right hand, and his face is already starting to freeze. Yeah.
Oh, I know what I saw him on. I think was it Dexter? Yeah, it was the
yeah,
Dexter
yeah,
Original Sin series. That's what I saw him on.
yeah.
I know he was in Euphoria as well, or McSteamy, the guy that plays McSteamy, he was in Euphoria as well. Yeah.
It's interesting to me when I see these people that that I kind of grew up with from like the
Mhm.
70s and 80s, and now they're like older dudes. And I
Mhm.
have the nerve to look at them and say, "Oh my God, they got old."
Well, it's kind of funny. My wife earlier, during Grandpa Danny's live, she showed me a picture of Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, and it's a recent picture. And I'm going to tell you, I was like, "No, that's Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, right?" And she goes, "No, that's Emilio Estevez in the background." And I said, "No, that's Martin Sheen. I don't care. Bullshit." Emilio Estevez looks exactly like Martin Sheen
Oh, he
from The
always
West
has.
Wing.
He always has.
Yes,
Like when you look at Martin Sheen from Badlands, which was like
yes,
72, you see that like yeah, his son is a clone of him.
absolutely. I'm sorry. I can kind of see where Charlie's related to him, but I'm telling you, Martin Sheen is definitely Control V, Control P. That's exactly what he is. Like ser-
Well, it
and I
would be
looked at
more
my
like
wife and I
Control
was like,
C, Control P. Let's get it straight,
yeah,
okay?
yeah. Okay, sorry. Control C, Control V, but or Control V. But I told my wife I was like, somebody has to pitch NBC a fucking like before the West Wing series right now
Mm,
because Emilio Estevez could be like the governor years of Martin Sheen before he became, the president of the United States. Like, holy crap, here we are.
I'm sure the Sheens have pitched that 15 times already.
Probably, probably.
It's weird to me how half of them, because there's three of them, right? There's
Yeah.
so one of them is Sheen, the other one's Estevez, and then I think the youngest one is also Estevez, but I'm not sure, like Raul or something.
Hold on. So
Charlie
yeah, there's
Sheen.
Martin. Uh,
Okay, I'm looking up Charlie to see if I can see if they list his brothers. They usually do. Do, 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 do.
I don't know.
Come
The only like actor brothers that I know anything about are the Skarsgård brothers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
yeah,
So
Emilio
there's
Estevez. Oh,
Emilio,
Ramon Estevez.
Ramon, yeah,
Yeah,
Ramon,
Ramon. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think Ramon was Martin's father's name.
What this is going to sound terrible. What has he been in? Because I don't
Ramon,
necessarily
not
recognize him.
much, not
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Okay.
Um, let's see. They'll tell us on IMDb best known for. So he was in Anger Management, which was a TV series. Anne of Green Gable. He was a producer there. And so he's been a producer mostly. It seems like. But apparently
Okay.
he's done 23 films as an actor. Let's see if I've seen any of them. Grace and Frankie, one episode, don't remember in there. Whispers, nope. The Way, The West Wing, Shadow Conspiracy, The Expert Sandman. Oh, Lord. I don't remember any of this shit.
I'm I was going to say I'm looking through this the same time as you are and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know any of this.
Are they mostly like indie films?
No, because when he was in something, it was usually like a couple of lines. It wasn't like a major role. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't remember any of this shit that he was in. But I knew I saw him somewhere.
No.
One, I know he was in. Yeah, he was in Cadence. I remember him in Cadence because that was Emilio Estevez, I think, was in it, or was that Charlie Sheen in Cadence?
That was Charlie,
That was Charlie, yeah, and his
and
brother Ramon
Martin was
was
both
in
in
that
that.
too. Who else?
That's in Germany. Martin Sheen and Charlie is both in
Right,
that
right.
movie,
Martin plays the
and they're
bad
in
guy.
supposed to be in Germany at a stockade, building
Yeah,
a stockade.
yeah.
I hate to say this, my favorite Martin Sheen movies have to be Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2.
Well,
I know that sounds really stupid. Bear
Why?
with
They
me on
they were
that,
funny
but
films.
they like Charlie Sheen in those movies. Either one of those movies make me laugh. I'm sorry.
Oh, traffic. I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you need a hell of a stall converter?
Is it for a 4L80E?
It's technically designed for small blocks, but I think it would work.
I
Could
don't
be.
know if it would work.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if
Um,
they'd have the same spline or not.
yeah, it'd have to
Those
have a
are
300 millimeter spline.
those are certainly all
I was
words.
going to say that
Yes,
about the spline too. Yeah.
yeah. It's got to have the bigger splines, baby.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I just heard you guys' conversation and now I feel like I smell burnt toast.
By the way, did
I bet
anyone ever
Traffic
see
Man knows.
Badlands? That film that Martin Sheen was in with Sissy Spacek?
I have
Mm-mm.
not.
Oh, put that on your list. It's real good. It's actually based on true events, which I didn't know until I saw it recently because I saw it way back in the 80s. Or maybe when was that out? I think it was either maybe the 70s that was out or 1980. Let's see. Badlands.
What was the movie with Martin
73.
Sheen, where he activated the football and he was like, "Gentlemen, the end has come," or something. You know what I'm talking?
I
Like
don't
when
remember
the nuclear
offhand.
football.
Yeah, I don't remember
Like
offhand.
Mhm.
I thought it was, and bear with me. Like my wife and I have watched West Wing like 3 or 4 times now, ever since we have children. But I thought it was like a fever dream that Martin Sheen had as the president. But apparently, this was like some 1980s film where he was allegedly the president and then started, the end of times, if you will.
Just Google Martin Sheen activate football movie.
Well,
See
that's
what it
true.
brings up.
See,
I'm
Jessica, you
doing that
take all
right
the
now.
fun out of
Martin Sheen as president.
I don't know. I'm gonna try watching, they just
Oh, here
released
we go.
The House
The
of
American
Guinness.
President.
Yeah, just double
Is that the
check.
name of the movie?
The American
Traffic.
President, 1995.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I
was a
know
good
that
movie.
movie. That is a
Well,
good movie.
I guess I'm gonna have to watch that.
It is an excellent movie. Yeah, you need to watch that.
Oh,
I'm
that's
pretty
right. The
sure. I'm
missiles
pretty
are
sure I
flying.
saw that.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Michael
where he was like
Douglas is in it.
single or something? He was like the
Yeah, he
first
starts
president
like
that was
dating
single.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
crap!
Oh, the American
Um,
president, where he like dates the journalist or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
what's the guy's name? Oh my God, his name escapes me. You know, I do a very
Christopher
bad
Walken.
impression. Thank you. All you had to hear was
I'm the film guy.
It was like that. There you go, Christopher Walken. Yes. Yeah, I forgot he's in that as well. Yeah.
Need
Yeah.
more cowbell.
I think I'm going to spend because like my parents are watching my son this weekend, so I can stay home and just recuperate and
Nice.
have the vid in peace.
There you
So
go.
I'm gonna I think use my weekend to lay around and bed rot and watch the new House of Guinness show that they just came out with.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah,
It's
me either.
Has
from the
anyone watched
same.
the new Ed Gein series on
I
Netflix?
Oh
haven't, but
Lord.
that's on my list to watch
Yeah.
next after
I
House
got-
of Guinness.
I
I
might
got
skip
like
that.
five people messaged me today saying I needed to watch it. Apparently, it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I might skip
House
that. He
of
was terrifying.
House of
You
Guinness
said Ed
is
Gaines?
Yeah.
Ed Gein. Yeah.
Geen. He's the guy
Geen.
that there's several films that were made about him.
Yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of them. Obviously, Silence of the Lambs,
Lambs.
right? And the other one was Psycho. All of
Which
those
is
were based
strange.
on him.
Which is strange to me because, like, I did not know that Silence of the Lambs had anything to do with Ed Gein because, like, I have the books, like the whole series by the author. I think his name is Thomas Harris, is the author of the books, and I have all of them, and I don't know how I never made that connection while reading the books. But
Mm.
yeah,
It's
but
like your Harry Potter connections, right? No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
But yeah, the House of Guinness is by the same creators of Peaky Blinders, which I'm also a big
Oh,
fan of.
okay.
So it's supposed to be somewhat similar, so I'm kind of excited for it.
I do want to add real quick. The movie that I was referencing with Martin Sheen is actually called The Unalive Zone.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Oh, okay.
it's yeah. It's the scene is the missiles are flying. That's
Ah,
yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, like the unalive? Are you talking like
Yeah.
the Stephen King book? Is it based off?
Probably. I'm going to take 5 seconds here and watch this scene because it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, and I love it. Sorry, I'll be right back.
But
just out of spite, I should stop the whole live.
okay.
teacup out.
No, don't stop the live. I'm here. I'm just
uh,
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna
been watching a
say
lot
each
of
of us should
films
just
and
ask him
TV
a
shows
question.
lately. What was that?
I was saying each of us should just bother him and ask him a different question so he can watch it.
no, it's okay. Listen, I will tell you if you go to YouTube and you watch that scene where the M words are flying,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, like it's Emilio Estevez. So like I swear to God, they look exactly the same.
My youngest grandchild. So I have my there's the oldest is a boy, the second is a girl, and then the youngest is a boy also, and that third one is a carbon copy of my son. Like not just in looks, but in mannerisms, everything. It's eerie. I don't know how he pulled that off, but it's a weird one.
I will tell you, my father-in-law, who unfortunately is no longer with us and was not around to meet my son, but my the pictures that my mother-in-law has shown us of him when he was a child, like yeah, he's a carbon copy of my father-in-law, like to a T. It's so weird.
That's how
DNA
all
is
the
strong,
children on
man.
my dad's side of the family
Yeah.
are.
Like there's moments where he looks exactly like me, but for the most part, he's my father-in-law in every expression. I mean, it's crazy.
If you look at all the baby pictures of the people in my family, we all look like my father's mother, my paternal
Mhm.
grandmother. Like eerie, like I was there for two of the births of my grandchildren, and unfortunately I was away when I was in Florida when he was born, when the youngest one was born. But when I look at all three photos of day one, they look almost identical, just like slightly different skin tones, but their faces are all the same. And
Yep.
then I look at my baby pictures and they look like me too.
Well, you know, there was a lady that had sent me a Facebook friend request. I don't know. This was like during COVID, right? And so I'm adopted. I don't know if I've said that in any of the lives before, but
You
like,
had mentioned
Oh
that a
yeah.
while
my
back.
parents, yeah. So I was adopted when I was like 5 months old. Yada yada yada. Whatever. My parents are my parents. All that stuff. you know. But there was a lady, like randomly during COVID, that sent me a friend request on Facebook, and like her profile picture was the exact facial expression that my daughter makes all the fucking
Mm.
time. And I was like, I freaked out and I was like, delete. Like, and I feel bad today because, like, I didn't, my, my direction was not to like shut this person out of my life kind of a thing. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. It was just like it freaked me out because like holy shit, the random person sending me a friend request on Facebook might be my biological mother, and I've had no like I've had absolutely no connection with this person my entire life. And here I am here in my late 30s, and this person might be reaching out to me, and I was like, I'm not comfortable with this right now. You know,
That's
um, I don't know.
Can I say my son was adopted? I think I told you that,
Okay.
and he was only a couple, a month old or so when we got him, and he actually did what's that 23andMe DNA test,
mhm.
and he was 40 years old, I think, when he did it, and he actually found out, and he actually got a hold of his birth mom, and that's been the best thing for him. You actually got to talk to his mom. She came out and visited him. He'd been out to visit her a couple, three times. He got to meet his two sisters that he didn't know he had, and it's a great thing. I wouldn't be afraid of it because my son told me, "Dad, you'll always be my dad because you raised me, and I love everything you did for me." But he says, "I found my mom." And I said, "Great, Daniel." I said, "You should, reach out to her." And he is so much happier since he did that. That someday your parents might be gone, and that might be your only uh, family that you may have left, other than your own intermediate family you have now. And
Well,
I would at least give it a shot. I wouldn't be afraid of it. I'm just telling you from my son's experience, and he's 45. He truly feels blessed that he met his mom, his blood mom.
I will tell you, my my mother is very against any discussion over the fact that I was adopted because, she's like, you're my son and blah 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 and all that stuff. But I will also tell you that medically, it has been a fucking pain in the goddamn ass my entire life when you go to the
Yes, that's
doctor
right.
and they're
That
like, "Do you have any family ailments?" And it's like, "I was adopted and
you
we don't
don't
know
know.
anything."
You
Yeah.
don't know.
You
That's the way
know.
Daniel was. He had the same question and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was just
Yeah.
saying,
Right.
my ex-wife was against him doing it too. I was the only one that said, I think it's a good idea. And he had really respect me for that decision. I tell him that.
I
Uh,
I I
my,
think
but my ex-wife has met her now. She's
mhm.
more comfortable with it. All the kids have met each other now. So, and I met Daniel's sisters now, and we're all good. We're all family. And
Yeah.
they might,
Well,
your mother might change.
I she's very Greek. I doubt it. But
Well,
The
I know a
fuck does
little
being
bit
Greek
about the
have to do
Greeks,
with
yeah,
it?
so I wouldn't
she
say that.
no, she's very stubborn. That's what's
Well,
the
my
Greek part of it.
ex-wife's a
Oh, right.
German
Um,
Everybody,
secret.
only Greek people are ever stubborn.
that's right. No.
Anyway, we have Tanya
Um,
joining us. You said something interesting in the comments,
hi
Tanya. Why don't you
Tanya.
share it with us?
Hi, that was an interesting story that you told, Traffic Man. I didn't know my real father my entire life. I was raised by my stepfather, and I was never allowed to ask or talk about my real father or wanting to know him. And I wanted to know him. Mainly, I think a lot of the reason was because my stepdad was a monster and he was not a nice person. But at any rate, my mom told me just very little about him. And so when I was about, I don't know how old I was when I started looking for him, when the internet came around, and I kept
Mhm.
looking and looking and looking, and I finally met him when I was 31 years old. And, going through life, like you said, not knowing anything and it hit me really hard when I was pregnant. And you go to the doctor and they say, okay, on your mom's side of the family, on your dad's side of the family, and on my mom's, I
Right.
knew all the answers. My dad's, I knew nothing. And one day when I was in the airport, it hit me really hard because this one suitcase kept going around and around and nobody claimed it. And I looked at my husband, I went, oh my God, I'm unclaimed baggage. Like it literally hit me really hard. And so that's when I really started trying really hard to find him. And it was really cool meeting him. I never did tell my stepfather because he wouldn't have cared anyways. He was just a not nice person. But I did tell my mom, and she was really glad that I had found him. He was very nice, and it was really nice to know. And basically, when I met him, I just told him, because they were afraid of what I was looking for, and I was all I wanted was
Sure.
my family medical history and to know what he looked like because I wanted to know what he looked like. It was important to me. And I said, so just send me my medical history and a picture of yourself. That's all I want. And so I got to
Well,
know him. I didn't get to know him very long, and he passed away young. And so just, stay open to it because it's not really a bad thing. And it doesn't mean that you love those people any less, but it is a good thing to know.
well, I will tell you, looking at it like from today, if this person would send me whatever, I would be more open to it now than I was before. I think when it happened, I just kind of like freaked out. It was like it was a weird reaction, and but um, you know, uh, so I was 11 years old when I was going like I was 11, and I was going through my parents' stuff, and I found this book that my mom had in like put away that said, "Why was I adopted?" And I was like really confused because I remembered the birth of my brother. So like, why would we have a book in the house that said, "Why was I adopted?" And I took it down and I said, "Mom, what's this book about?" And it was the first time that my parents had actually explained to me that I was not their biological son, that I was adopted. And that there was a lot of stuff that happened from that. But um you know I agree with with you, like with what you said. Like my only real curiosity would have to be with like medical history. And on top of that, just to kind of see who these people were. Like I'm not looking to build like some new relationship and then like suddenly my parents are no longer my parents, blah blah blah. But like like just who these people were, kind of a thing. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Well, and there's a lot to be said for the nature versus nurture. And so it's
Yeah.
really kind of interesting to learn those things too. And when you do find, because I found that I had a sister that was 4 months younger than me, and then one that was 4 years younger than me. And it was really interesting to meet them and see that there was other people out there because I was always a black sheep in my family. And to go, oh my gosh, there's people out there like me. Like I'm not the only one, which probably isn't a good thing. But you know,
Right.
no, it was interesting though because my sister that's 4 months younger than me is me only on if I was super religious, and then my one that was 4 years younger than me would be me if I partied way too much. So it was kind of interesting to meet. I guess I was the happy medium, which kind of shocked me because I'm never a happy medium anywhere.
Well,
But
there
yeah,
there's enough 6'7" me's walking around as it is. I,
yeah, it's just
I pray to God there aren't any more of us.
yeah, I always say too, the world would be better off if the mold was broken and thrown away when
Yeah,
they were
there you
done
go.
with me. But honestly, though, it is, Jessica. Yes, like meeting different versions of yourself, and it is kind of cool. And I don't know. For me, it always felt I don't know. I felt like I needed to know. I wanted to know. And I think too, it hurt me that he never tried to get in touch with me that he didn't want to know me, and I needed to know why. But I got to know that later, that wasn't what I set out to do, but later I did get to know those things, and it was nice. And what honestly was hard was he said, how do I make up for this? And I was like, you can't, but that's okay. I'm
Right.
not asking for that, and I'm not angry anymore because I was angry when I was young because my stepdad was so awful. But I wasn't angry anymore, and I said, you start here and you become friends and then see where it goes. And that's all you can do. There's nothing to be made up for at this point.
Makes sense to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
So I just wanted to share that when I heard you say that because I've been through that and I know what that feels like. I mean, I wasn't adopted completely, but yeah.
Well, I had books of adoption. I used to read the Daniel when he was a little bit of boy, just to kind of preparing, and then as he got older, we around 11 when we actually told him the whole story. But otherwise, uh, Daniel knew that he was loved. That was the most important thing. And his
Well,
mom, she was like 16, 17 years old. She gave up the baby and to the Catholic Social Services and up in South Dakota, and I adopted him there. And Pierre, when I lived in Pierre, and the best $2,000 I ever spent. And I love him to pieces, and he's turned out to be one hell of a man and one hell of a good father and family man. And Rosemary and I did good raising him, and he loves his sister that he had, Amy. They're real close, and he's close to his new sisters now that he didn't know he had. So I think it's a great thing, and his mom's a real nice lady, and we're friends on Facebook and everything, and so it's great. Just saying.
oh, I will say that you know, uh, if the option ever came to me again, I think I would absolutely um be a little bit more intrigued to go down that avenue to kind of find these people. But because like I'm 41 now, so life's half. I don't want to say life's half over, but you know what I mean. Like my parents are my parents, so like
Yep.
there isn't anything that's going to change that. But
Nope.
it would be interesting to find out like where I came from, kind of thing.
Yep.
If I had to guess, it would be some gypsy or something.
Probably.
And here I was
I'm
wishing
there
that
for that.
someone would have adopted me.
Well, I did. You're my little brother.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, I love that. I'm talking about when I was younger, and because when I looked
Oh,
around at the people that I was surrounded by, I was like, this can't be the actual family. But it was, unfortunately.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So anybody have any more depressing shit they want to talk about?
Sorry,
No,
no,
I'm
I didn't
kidding.
mean to drag anything down
I'm
there.
just fucking with you. No, listen, I'm glad this kind of stuff comes up because sometimes we don't really get a chance to talk about these things anywhere else.
Well, here, listen. I have a very uplifting, heartwarming topic to talk about. Speaker Mike Johnson. No, I'm just kidding.
Is he finally
I
out of
know
the
it's still
closet?
Saturday. I'm not gonna do it. No.
yeah.
I,
Save it for Monday.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh, let's see. Something
that's
fun and
right.
uplifting. What can we talk about on Chill Saturday?
Well, here's just a crazy little factoid that came out of my deciding to go live in the mornings also. So I sent Danny this text earlier. Let me make sure I got the right number here. But last month, in all of my lives, I accumulated 77 new followers, which, I
Nice.
never actually
Okay.
thought much about it before, but that seemed fine by me. The first 2.5 days, so not counting this right now, although I have two new followers today, but uh, I got 332 followers because I started going live in the morning, which is pretty wild to me. So
And
maybe,
out of some of those
maybe, maybe
people,
something
they
good will come
also
of it. I don't know. We'll have to see.
and last night and the night before on your live, those new people that came and joined us, some of them started following me, so I gained some new followers also from his interaction from the morning.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, wow.
and I will say, from the couple of lives that I've been listening to during the mornings that you've had, there does seem to be a lot more interaction. Uh,
Yeah, because I'm doing
Yeah.
the provocative thing of like saying stuff about dump or whatever America. One title was America is over, and a lot of MAGA
yeah,
hats were very offended by that. So,
yes, they were.
mm, because I just figured since it's a whole new audience, I figured I might as well try to gain some people's attention and all that stuff. And it worked. I mean, I've had, a couple of days where it was over 200 people in the audience at a time. And again, like the first day was like 54 followers and 77 followers. And then, another 50 something today. It was wild. So I wasn't
Wait,
That's
expecting that.
fantastic.
are your ones in the morning like actually getting a bunch of MAGA people up there?
Well, so far they have because I put up provocative titles. And I've
Oh,
actually indulged them and brought them up and you know humiliated them like I normally do. But
can I come play?
Yes.
Can I come play with them?
of course, of course,
Oh, hell yeah.
Listen,
What time?
yeah,
What
it's
time?
10 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
it's so listen, it's so hard because like the last I think the last one that I listened to was Thursday, and I'm sitting there in my office by myself, and I'm like, I have my earbud in, nobody's in my office. I could absolutely request up and just, but it's like, nah, I'm at work, I can't do it.
yeah,
Like when I very first started going and doing lives, um, I for probably the first like 2 or 3 months was almost exclusively like debating MAGA, and it's just so fun.
yeah,
It's just kind of cathartic in a way, you know.
yeah,
I'm a 5'1" Southern woman. I got a lot of pent up rage. Okay.
yeah. I certainly relate to that part. Because what I went through in my early life was sucked, and it was all MAGA hats that were doing it. They just weren't called MAGA hats back then. So now it's
Mhm.
it's my sweet revenge to be able to humiliate them regularly. I mean, the most fun one actually just happened recently, and it was on Danny's live. I fucked this guy over so badly that he became speechless.
I've
That
done
was
that, and I'll call.
great.
I wish I was there for that.
Oh, it was so
I've
good.
God damn it.
I've done that. My favorite thing is when you just lay into them and then they just have nothing to say. I'm like, what happened? Are you having to reboot? Like,
Oh,
what happened?
so
Well, come by Monday because I'm going to have a very provocative subject, and I'm sure Yoda will have a good time with those
Excellent.
MAGA turds coming
so
in. I'm sure.
are you guys familiar with the creator on this app called Texas for Trump?
Yes,
Texas
unfortunately.
for
Yeah,
Trump.
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah. So I've been on her lives a bunch of times as the leftist, that everybody beats on kind of a thing. And recently, after certain events that happened at a college in Utah, it's the
Hmm.
best way I could put it. She had actually invited me to one of her lives, and I ignored it because I was like, I'm not stupid. you
Right.
know, and she sent me a private message, and and basically what it said was like, "Hey, we want to get your opinion on what happened here," and yada yada
Mhm.
yada. And my response was, I wouldn't even dare come to one of your lives after this situation because I'm not stupid. I know exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for a target, and I'm not going to be it.
Are we gonna go
So,
back to the olden days of Texas for Trump
yeah,
when
right, exactly.
he got in there because we used to troll him?
And I was like, I'm
We
like,
are
no,
terrible,
absolutely
absolutely
not.
terrible.
And she replied with, "Are you scared?" And I was like, "Go f yourself," and
Yeah.
all this shit,
Yeah, she looks like
and
a
so
typical
unfortunately,
Southern
I've been
skank.
blocked.
Me and
Yes,
Travis immediately
exactly.
get booted. We immediately get booted.
Unfortunately, she blocked me, so oh
Oh,
well.
oh my God, what are you gonna do?
I
Oh
know, I know,
Lord.
I know so much that I've lost in my life now that I
No.
can't go to her lives and be yelled at.
The horror.
Yeah.
It's back in the olden days before, like when me and Travis were just started being friends, and we used to just be up bored at like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Hey,
Uh-huh.
control MAGA," and we would end up on like Texas for Trump and Barbie, or one of those blue MAGA places,
Yeah.
like yeah, well, yeah. That was back when things were still funny, and now they're so depressing.
Yeah, now it's just
That
sad.
was just sad. Yes, exactly.
You can
Oh,
you can drop me out, Yoda. I just
Okay.
wanted to come up and add to that
Well, thank you
conversation.
so much. I appreciate that you
Oh,
came up, and of course, you're welcome anytime.
you guys have a great night.
All right.
you
Thank you.
too.
You too.
All right.
Although I will say,
Sam's throwing out them hand hearts left and right. I love
Damn,
it. Thank you.
Sam, thank
Thank you,
you.
Sam. Appreciate it.
although I will say, even though the state of things are rather sad, I never get tired of trolling MAGA and telling them that they're knuckle dragging, mouth breathing, fascist
Yeah,
filleted fucks.
And
Like,
this is why you're one of my
yeah.
favorite people on the planet. We've established this.
We
Yeah.
have we so there's a young man that I work with, and he's trying to. When I say young man, he's like in his like very early 30s. I want to say he's either 30 or 31, and he's trying to find himself kind of politically. And um, you know, like when he asks me questions, I'm like, look, you have to understand, we're the poor people.
mhm.
We're this idea of us being millionaires, that's horse shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you and I, like, I I'm lucky enough to have one of the highest paid positions in my union, and I'm like, we're still poor. So like, you have to understand that a lot of the rhetoric that you've listened to over the years doesn't apply to us. We're the bottom end of that. And I'm not trying to like convince him or like convert him or something like that, but just give him more options to realize that like there's more to this world than just politics. Like, like, dude, if you have the opportunity, go out and live your best life, man. You get one, you know what I mean? Just go have a good time. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's why it always kills me whenever, I hear all of these MAGA bros bitching about like people mooching off of the government and getting government assistance, and they need to just pull themselves up by the bootstraps and all this
Yeah.
bullshit. I'm like, you realize you are so much closer to being them than you ever will be to being that top 1% that you're just on your knees for.
It's funny you mentioned the bootstraps thing, and the reason I say that, I thought that was a modern like
Oh no, that's been
No,
around
ideal.
for forever.
it's from
And
like the
I remember,
1700s.
I remember watching for the first time Martin Luther King speaking about how can you ask me to pull myself up from my bootstraps when you don't even give me a pair of boots to pull myself up from, or paraphrasing obviously. And I was like, oh my God, this is what? And it blew, and that's where I went down the rabbit hole of the whole bootstraps argument back to, like you said, the 1700s. And it was like, This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and
I
that's
actually covered this a while back on it might have been like last summer, but I talked about how people don't understand the origins of that saying because it goes back to the adventures of Baron von Munchausen. In one scene in the book, he pulls himself out of a lake by his own collar, which of course is impossible. And as time went on, that idea transmogrified into pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. But originally, it was meant as sarcasm to indicate something that was impossible to do. But these knucklehead Republicans decided to turn it into a literal thing, even though it can't be a literal thing. You cannot pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
That is
Right.
fascinating. Thank you for describing that and to explaining that to me. That is the way you describe that, and the way that like whole thing came about. Like that's fascinating. Thank you.
I tend to get curious about phrases that I hear over and over again, especially in popular culture. So I'll type in the phrase and I'll put in phrase origin, and almost always there's some kind of starting point for when it got into the lexicon. It very often it's either from a book or a popular figure said something or whatever it is. Sometimes it goes way back to the Greeks or the Latins. And, then over time, sometimes it stays consistent or sometimes it changes. Like, I'll give you a great example of that. The word incredible originally meant not credible, right?
mm,
Just like incompetent means not competent. And now we use it as a
Oh,
good thing, right? Oh, that was incredible, right? But that's not what it originally
that
meant.
that makes sense because of the prefix
and
Yeah,
yes.
incredible. Yeah, no, oh, holy shit.
yeah. But this is why language fascinates me because
Exactly
like
right.
there's phrases that come and go, there's phrases that uh, uh, change over time or whatever it is, and
Hmm.
I find that stuff very interesting.
I I think one of the things recently, and I'm kind of hesitant to jump behind it right now because I don't know if it's going to end up being like some weird right wing pipeline or alt right pipeline rabbit hole kind of a thing.
Mm.
But I don't know if you remember and Danny might remember this. Oh my God, what was the name? There was a caricature back in WW2. Something. Oh my God, I can't remember it now. Sorry. It was something was here,
It's
and,
like
and,
kill
and it was
Mark, kill
the
dare, something like that.
it's something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Although I
it's.
think that might have been Vietnam.
I'm pretty sure it was World War or WW2
What are you
because
talking
I
about? I
remember
didn't catch
my
that.
my grandfather had like stuff that had that on it.
What is it?
Um.
What?
Oh my. Hold on.
Like Kildare was here or something like that.
Well, the whole like so and so was here thing has goes back.
Kilroy was
Kilroy.
here.
Thank you. There it
And
is.
you're
Kilroy.
right,
There it
Yeah,
it
is.
is
World
it
War.
is from
Yes.
World War II. You are correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
World
Yeah.
War
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. And I noticed that Kilroy was here has started to like reappear in certain lexicons,
Mm.
and my concern is that it's going to end up being some like alt right pipeline
Yeah,
bullshit.
chances are they'll use it wrong because
Just
they get a lot of
Yeah,
shit wrong.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
educated. Could somebody give me just like a 30-second synopsis on what Kilroy was here means?
So basically, if our this is what my grandfather told me. Basically, it was this thing. It was this graffiti that the American soldiers would place throughout Europe just to piss off the Germans because they didn't understand what it meant, and they thought that like Kilroy was like this methodical military person that didn't and there were stories about like who was Kilroy and so on and so forth.
So basically,
and
what
it
so like
was
basically
it
like
was like what do they call
basically
that?
they were trying to keep them like we were
Psychiatric warfare kind of thing, you know.
we were trolling the Germans, right? And is what you're
Yeah.
saying that you're afraid that like even though that was like a badass thing that Americans did, you're afraid that like the alt right is going to co-opt that and
Well,
start doing
yeah.
that. Is that what
Yeah,
you
so
meant?
basically
Okay,
basically
I'm
back in
sorry. I'm a little
WW2,
slow.
yeah,
Sorry.
we were absolutely trolling the Germans with that. But what my concern is that symbolism has started popping up in the modern lexicon, and as Yoda said, you know, it's going to be used incorrectly, you know.
Well, I
I
mean,
Um,
mean,
the
what's to
fucking
be
court
concerned about
they
though? That's
always
just another dumb thing that they'll be saying.
yeah, it's another thing that they take and bastardize. I mean, they did the same thing with Norse paganism, and as a
yes,
pagan
they did.
myself, it
Right.
pisses me the fuck off to sit here and see all these bullshit, just schmatzy fucks
Yeah.
walking
Yes.
around wearing Mjolnir necklaces. Meanwhile, they couldn't even tell you what half of the crow's meta is. They wouldn't even be able to know like who Heimdall is or anything like that. They don't know anything about actual Norse paganism
No.
except for it has some cool symbols and a big hammer.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like with the Black Sun, they're like, oh, that's a cool symbol, and it's like, yeah,
It's not even actually Norse pagan, but they're
right,
convinced that
exactly,
it is. Yeah.
The only
yeah.
thing I know of Norse mythology, I think, is the Tree of Life, Yggdrasil. Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
Uh,
Yggdrasil.
Uh,
Yeah, Yggdrasil is the tree of life connecting all of the realms.
right.
And then there is a mythical squirrel that bounces around between the branches, going
right.
to all the different ones. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And of course the Valkyries. I know about that.
yes,
So
yeah.
yeah. At a certain point, I toyed with the idea of getting a Valkyrie tattoo because I think the symbolism of that is pretty interesting to me.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I have a tattoo of Hugin and Munin, which are the ravens of Odin. Their names are Hugin and Munin, but it's memory and I forget the other one right offhand. My brain isn't working that great. But yeah, they go around and they're like the eyes of Odin, and they report back to him all that they see, and it's like his way of watching over everything.
You know
Yeah.
that Ron Burgundy in one of the outtakes says, "Great Odin's Raven."
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. To kind of break the seriousness of the moment, Jessica, do you have the a tattoo of the Deathly Hollows?
I do not. I have a
Okay.
tattoo of the skyline of Hogwarts
Oh,
on
that's right. That's right. That's right.
every
Mo- mo-
everyone
More
thinks
Harry
that it's
Potter
like
shit.
a one of the everyone thinks that it's like a heartbeat line, and I'm like, someone would seriously need to go to the fucking hospital if that's what it was.
Yeah, right.
But no.
Um, what was it? There was a question on Danny's live again to kind of break the seriousness of the moment because it is Chill Out Friday, right? Um, the question had popped up about Hermione and Neville, and I messaged Jessica about this earlier, and there was a YouTube uh ex- there was a YouTube poop. That's what they're called. I'm sorry, I don't know any. It's basically just YouTube trash, okay? Where
Never heard that term before.
somebody,
That's interesting.
okay, well, somebody had made a video where they, instead of having the wands in Harry Potter, they basically superimposed pew pews into their hands. And there's a scene where Hermione says, "I'm really sorry about this, Neville." And instead of the wand that knocks him on his back, it's a pew pew that knocks him on his back. And that's the only reason I knew the answer to that question when it popped up earlier.
Fair.
Interesting. Hmm.
I would implore anybody to watch it, to watch any of the Harry Potter
What I'm
modifications. They're
probably going to
hilarious.
do is I'm going to look up Harry Potter corn because I'm sure there's lots of it.
There
Yes,
is.
there is.
There is.
Whatever
Not that
cartoon
I have a
character or
working knowledge
fictional
of it.
character you can think of, there's always corn for it, which I think is
Yeah.
No,
hilarious.
there absolutely is.
Even The Simpsons.
Most
The Simpsons, Family Guy,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
And
most
and
of
by the
the
way, in Family Guy is it that's not Marge, right? That's Family Guy's
Lois.
Lois. Yeah, Lois.
Yeah, Lois and Peter.
Adult entertainment is really pretty hot. She looks great.
I
I
mean,
bet.
look. Not to sound weird, but I mean,
You
Lois
way
is an
past that.
attractive character. Yeah, right. But there are many episodes of Family Guy where other people are hitting on Lois and Peter gets mad. So, it makes sense.
Yeah, and the way they draw her in the adult stuff is pretty spectacular.
What the
Makes
fuck
sense.
did I walk into? I swear to God.
You walked into
It's
Chillout Friday,
Chill Out
baby.
Friday.
Though, in all fairness, most forms
bills
of
and
like
policies. Y'all talk about some old s'more and corn with some fucking animated shit. God damn, what the fuck?
in all fairness, most Harry Potter corn comes in the form of fan fiction. Those
Yeah.
bitches are like they're intense. People
Yes.
get intense about that shit.
And it's funny
It is
too because like
explicit.
J.K. Rowling would be like rolling over in her multi-million-dollar mansion if she saw some of the shit that these people have put out.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's
Because
alright.
unfortunately, she's still with us. But
Damn.
No, for real though.
well,
like,
no, I mean that.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I've heard
Yeah.
I've heard her dumb takes on certain things.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's like I got the tattoo and everything before I found out that she was such a twat. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The proper British term. She's a twat.
or as they say it, it's a twat.
Twats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twat.
I love British humor. I can never get enough of it.
Let's not bring Monty Python into this conversation, please.
I might, but no, literally any British, like the British sensibility is very interesting to me. The
Mhm.
stuff that they find racy, the stuff that they find embarrassing,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that the cunt word is thrown out so liberally at both men and women.
Yeah.
We say
Yes.
asshole. Like
I
they
use it
literally
all
say
the
that like
time.
we say asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say it all the time, and like especially living in the South, that is one of those words that you just don't use, and so I super offend people unintentionally, but that's just like I use it all the time. Even
Bullshit.
describe-
You and I
even-
both know there's some intentionality there, Jessica.
Well, I mean, I even use it to describe myself sometimes because I'm like, listen, I'm not a nice person. Like, I'm polite, but I'm actually a bit of a see you next Tuesday.
I've said the same thing about myself, so
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
to me,
and-
it's not a sexist word at all because
Yeah.
I grew up because I
But
was
the-
so into British humor. I grew up hearing men call other men that,
Yeah.
so
and-
I
and
never
that's-
thought it was exclusive to women.
Yeah,
No,
that's my thing too. Like I consume so much British media that it's just a normal thing for me. So I saw no issue with it, and it's legitimately my favorite curse word.
Well,
This is the
and
thing.
I-
This is the thing with women like Jessica and myself, and I think everyone on this panel and probably anybody in comments will agree. With women like Jessica and myself, we are kind of those women that walk around that are like, I wish a motherfucker would. Like I wish a motherfucker would tell me I can't do this or I can't do that, or that or tries to, step over me or stand in front of me or like put me down. Like we are those kind of women that walk around. And so when we're talking about, yes, I use that word very freely. I will absolutely describe it about myself 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
remember the
I'm-
first
I'm-
time that I called a woman that, and she was like, "How could you call me that?" And I was like, "Because you're acting like that." Like that's all it is. Like, stop acting like one, and I won't call you that.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person like I will burn a bridge while I'm standing on it just to prove a fucking point.
Well,
Look,
see,
look,
eh,
I'll burn a
eh,
bridge before I even start walking across. Like me and Jessica will be like, we ain't even walked across this bridge yet. Like, where's your matches? I got the lighter. Let's go.
Right.
well,
Fuck around.
and to the point of British humor, I think that's why I was able to like openly like accept the original Top Gear with James May, Richard Hammond, and and Jeremy Clarkson, because that it was very much a British humor automotive show, and Americans, the normal Americans, like, I don't see why this is funny, but with the years of watching like Monty Python and all that stuff, watching that show back in the 2000s, it was like, holy crap, this is hilarious.
Yeah, they have a very dry sense of humor, and I love that
Yes,
shit.
yeah.
Leave it to traffic to always circle it back around to the automotive shit at
Hey,
some
leave me
point.
alone. Leave me alone.
Earlier,
God damn it.
you guys missed my very clever comment earlier, and I hate that it was glossed over. Did you
What
guys
was
see
it?
the comment I made earlier? So
No.
when when and I know traffic very well, and so I feel like I've right to say this. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll to just so I can just say it correctly.
My bad.
Um,
I was
I
probably
said
busy
Travik's
slathering
real
myself in
father.
the
I said Travik's real father is a Chevy 454 big block V8.
drink.
I wish.
Right, but I'm saying
No,
everybody glossed over how clever of a comment that was for me to make during that appropriate time, and I just wanted
I,
to,
I'm
you know,
so
I
sorry I missed it. I was probably busy slathering myself in Vicks. I have the
There you go.
C19 right now.
Oh
So, by the way,
God.
soaring above tyranny said, "I call men that more," meaning the CUNT thing, and I agree. In my lifetime, I have hurled that word at men as an insult more often than I've ever done at women. Way more often.
Honestly, I probably
Oh,
use it
yeah.
equally for me personally. Like I've used it probably equally between men and women. But women are much more offended by it.
Yeah, I think it's a 75-25 thing for me. But like, yeah, I like, of course, men can be like that. Like, so that,
I
like I said,
almost
I never
forget
thought of
that.
it as a sexist word at all, ever.
Yeah.
I
I
almost
just
forget about that word. I just say fuck in front of whatever. I'm like fuck you, fuckity dumb fuck, fuckity fuck. Like I'll just go off and just use the word fuck like in a million different ways. That's like how I kind of curse people out, and like I totally forget about see you next Tuesday sometimes, and I'll be mad afterwards, and I'll be like, damn it, I should have said that. But
I
I think
pre
we're not like I don't know socially acceptable to like use it in America. You know what I mean? Like publicly
why I
to
like it.
my vernacular really. It's
Well,
like I forget about it. I get so mad. That I forget about it.
and remember,
That's
in
that's
like,
why I use it because
you
it's
know,
not socially acceptable.
well, in British vocabulary, it has a certain meaning, but like Australians, my God,
Yeah.
they
They're
say
even
it like
worse
it's
about it.
like, hey, hey, what's up, bud? But instead of bud, it's the
And
CUNT,
then that Australian accent is like
right?
icon.
You
Yeah,
know,
Jim Jeffries apparently like broke a record using it.
This is
Yeah.
yeah.
hilarious.
Well, and Grandpa will understand this reference. It would be like, young Greek men calling each other Malaka all the time. Like, it's just part of the language.
Right. Right. But that's why I say, like, the only meaning that words have are the meaning we give them. That's why this whole thing about, bad words versus good words is completely silly to me. Like if you have, like I said, if you have a word that
On that though.
describes something and you have a different word that describes the same thing, how could the first word be considered okay and the second word be considered bad? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
That's
Well,
like I don't with my son like I don't take the approach of like, oh, you can't say that, that's a bad word, like, because to me if you use it correctly and appropriately and in the correct, you know, or appropriate space, like there's things that he can say at home that he knows he can't say at school, but I take the approach of like curse words are not necessarily bad words. Bad words are words that you use to hurt other people because you can hurt another person and never say a curse word.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and so that's kind of the approach that I take with him, but he does know that there are certain words that are adult words
Mm-hmm.
that, children might not necessarily appropriately use.
Right.
Although, like, I'm kind of lax on that at home. Like, if he burns his hand on something and he says shit, I'm like, well, like, I'm gonna let that one slide.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Right.
was very similar. I didn't curse in front of my son until he was about 9 years old, and then the only time I did it was when I was angry at him. So that created a context, and I wanted to develop his vocabulary in a different way. And it's funny, the one phone call that I got of the many I got about my son from school,
Mm-hmm.
it stands out because it was the one where I was like, damn, how do I handle this? Because apparently, and this was when he was in second grade, so he was 7 years old, and I'm very sarcastic, and the woman that I was with at the time was very sarcastic, and so my son picked up on the sarcasm, and I never thought anything of it. But then I got a phone call from a teacher saying, like, the children don't know what he's saying. They don't understand sarcasm because children this age normally don't use sarcasm. So I was like, oh fuck, I don't know how to deal with this one. Like, how do I
Yep.
how do I correct this?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had many proud moments that outwardly don't seem like they should be proud moments. That was one of them. I was like, wow,
Well,
my son is smart enough to understand sarcasm. That's fantastic.
we just recently had parent teacher conferences for my daughter, who's in first grade, and the only thing I don't even want to say negative because like none of it was really negative for my daughter, but like I guess like one thing that she needs to work on is her openness to talking to people. And my wife was like, "Oh,
Bring
that's
your
that's a
daughter.
dad problem."
Bring your
And I
daughter on
was like,
blast, boy.
"Yeah."
Why you gotta put your daughter on blast on TikTok, man?
Yeah, it's the
Well,
exact opposite with my son. My son is also in first grade,
Lord, damn it.
and he's a little social butterfly, which is the exact opposite of me, because I'm like, ew,
yeah,
people.
same.
But
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
but like with my son, his one like bad thing at school is that he keeps beating the shit out of little boys who are picking on little girls. So, so like the last time there was a little boy that kept pushing a little girl down, and every time she would go to get up he would push her back down, and he did this like 4 or 5 times, and before the teacher could even get over there to them, my son just goes in and like tackles this kid and starts wailing on him. So the teacher
Nice.
had to like the teacher had to pull my son off of him. So my son's response was to just start throwing feet and start kicking this kid until they were able to fully separate him, because he went
I've advocated
full
to you
force
this
went
before, but
there.
I want to start a GoFundMe for your son. Like your son, you need to get his motherfucking like. What does he need? A bicycle? Does he want a motorcycle? Does he need a? I don't know. What does he want? Some new Nikes?
Well,
He
What
didn't
will
even
he
get
do?
in
Like
trouble.
your son is a badass
the
dude.
the
Like
the
you
other
told
thing,
me stories about your son. Your son is a badass.
He's normally like the sweetest, like most like mild mannered, sweetest little thing.
And
And
I
the
can
only time
afford
he
to
shows
like
anything
beat up
other than
those
being
kids
super
for hurting
sweet
women.
is in these instances. It's one extreme to the other. He's either like the sweetest little thing, or he's just throwing hands and feet and just pummeling some poor kid.
Yes, yes. I think we can all be very clear that when he's throwing hands and feet and chest, is because he is fighting against something that he doesn't think is acceptable. And what he has learned, what is acceptable, is from you and your situation, everything you guys have all gone through, and that you have raised him in a manner to understand that he needs to respect women. So if he is throwing hands and feet and chest, I can almost guarantee you. I've never met your child, but I can almost guarantee you 99.9% that's what it's for, is because he does not want to see what happened to you happen to anybody else, and you've made that clear. Like, you know what I mean? Like you've done a like parenting level advanced unlocked.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
will
if
say,
someone's
like,
putting hands on somebody, then of course that's justified, you know?
yeah. And I mean, he didn't even get in trouble. Like because normally school policy is who's ever involved in the altercation gets in trouble, like even if it was in defense. He did not even get in trouble. The teachers didn't get on to him at all. They just had separated him until he calmed down and then told me about it when I went to pick him up from school at pickup time, and that
Yeah,
was it.
good.
Hey, check this.
Excellent.
Hey, check this out. There are 26 people in here. I have $20. If there are five more people in here that want to just throw in $1, we can send $25 to Jessica's son for just being an amazing badass, and he can go get him some Starbucks, or some ice cream, or whatever. I will literally Venmo
How often
Jessica.
does your 6-year-old go for Starbucks, Jessica?
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know, whatever he
Well,
likes. I
so
don't know. Like,
funny thing is we do not have a Starbucks. I have a tiny little town of population of
something
700.
like just something
So
just to be like, hey, like
we
thanks, bro. Like thanks for just being like a badass. Like I think that would
we
be
do
cool.
we do have one of those little like it's like a little shed someone converted into like one of those drive around coffee things, and
That's
he
even
likes to
better.
go. Yeah, he likes to go and get like I'll go and get an iced coffee or something like that, or I used to before I stopped drinking coffee, and now I just go and get like a tea or a refresher. But he gets what he thinks is iced coffee, and really it's just chalky milk.
Or just
Ah,
That's
buy him
fine.
a Lego or a skateboard or something. I don't know. Like let's do something nice for this kid.
It's Arkansas hot chocolate,
Yeah,
chalky milk.
It's not.
it's I have to
But
whisper it
no,
to the
I
lady
just
at the
no,
window.
Yeah,
I
there
just
you go.
think it would be very impactful if any of us wanted to get together and just throw in like between like 30 and $50, like totally, and
Oh,
just like send something cool to your kid, like just being like, hey, thank you for standing up for people that you care about. Thank you for standing up for the little guy. Thank you for like we're sorry like you've been dealing with this bullshit at school, but like thank you for just being a badass. Like I think these things we need to notice and acknowledge those things as as parents that have children that who are in these situations, and like I don't know, I just think it'd be cool. I think he probably would think it would be very cool, Jessica. We could all also get on live one night and be like, hey bro, like thank you for like standing up for women and blah blah blah, and like we want to give you something, and then you give him like some cool Amazon gift that we've sent you,
I did take
let's
him
do
out
it.
for ice cream afterwards, and he was thrilled by that. So
So
I
what
took
is
him out
like
for
what
ice
is like
cream, and
his
he was
favorite
super
thing that
thrilled.
Well,
like $50 and under? What is his favorite thing? Like legit like laser tag, Legos, like what does he want? Baseball cards,
Transformers, any
Transformers.
well,
sort
I
of
mean,
transformer toy,
hell yeah,
because
Oh
he
shit!
likes
Transformers are
to
the shit.
he
Okay,
likes to
okay, I got this.
tinker with things and like figure out how they work, and all of the transformer toys are like super complicated and have like 20 different moves and to like convert them into their transformer mode, and so he likes to just
Look,
get them,
okay.
take them out of the box, never look at the instructions, and just
Well,
tinker with it until he gets it right.
the other
So
thing we found out with my
we
daughter
can get together and
is that
we're gonna do something really really cool for him.
there's a kid in her class that has been like giving her all of his snacks and his
Oh,
lunch. Okay.
Okay,
And
it's because your daughter's like
like
a
the
bully.
teacher listen, the teacher was like, the mother has reached out because like she's concerned that your daughter doesn't come to school with snacks and lunch, and we're like, we were like, well, no, we obviously send her with all this stuff, and she's like, no, I understand, but I guess this kid is so infatuated with my daughter in first grade that he's like giving her all of his food and all of his lunch, and I'm like, oh my god, already? Like we're in first grade. I was at least waiting for like, I don't know, fifth or sixth grade before we started down
oh,
that fucking road. But
I,
holy,
I
no,
feel
it's
bad. I
god
feel
damn
bad for
it!
the boy in this situation because he's in
Yeah,
training.
right.
it's
He's in training to be a simp.
it's okay.
Exactly. And I'm like, brother, stop.
My son was in like his third week of kindergarten when he told me he was engaged. Okay, so like
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm like, no,
But
no, no. He was like, yep, me and Lyra are gonna get married,
well, and
and but I'm like, son,
Well,
like just focus on being a kid for a little bit, okay?
yeah, exactly. Well, and it's funny too because like we've recently through the school system, my daughter has entered into what they call the Little Dribblers basketball training camp,
Oh,
and like the coach was like, "No, your daughter's not in first grade, right?" And I was like, "No, she's absolutely in first grade." And she's like, "Dude, no, are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "No, I'm telling you, she's in first grade." Because my daughter is like towering over everybody else. And,
yep.
obviously, if anybody else has seen me, on the lives and stuff, like, obviously, I'm not a small person. So, like, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, she's 7. Like, what the fuck?
You well, I get it. My son is the biggest one in his class. My ex-husband is 6'3", and
Okay.
he's African American and Samoan, and so my child is
Crater.
a little Samoan, and
Mm-hmm.
you can tell like this. And of course, I moved to the one place that doesn't have a football team, and so like kid is built like he's going to be a linebacker. He
That's funny
is.
You
because
might
I just
want to
sent my son to
think
Austria
twice.
to learn the
Hold on a
fine
second.
arts.
Hold on a second. We haven't introduced you. We You might want to think twice about the football thing because it's guaranteed brain damage, basically. So maybe
Oh yeah,
find
no, I'm
another
cool with
sport.
it. Yeah,
But
yeah.
so
We do
DeLuca
baseball. We're a
native,
baseball
welcome
family.
aboard. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
No, I just was I heard her talking about where she sent her kid. I just sent my son out to Austria. He's going to boarding school out there.
Nice. And
Yeah.
hello, Randy. How you?
How's it going, everybody?
Going well. What's on your mind?
Nothing much. I wanted to join the conversation, talk to some folks.
Okay. Well, like I said, what's on your mind?
Well, so I run a window tinting business, and I deal with some pretty weird customers. And one of them actually invited me to go to the casino tomorrow with him, so I gotta do that. And I get pretty when I'm in it. So when do you guys think is the best time to stop if I'm too deep? I've lost a lot of money, let's say.
I mean, I've never gone to a casino and walked out with more money than I came in with, so I'm not the person to give you advice on
Well,
this.
I have a good ritual I always do before I go in. I mean, it works for me. I get my favorite president's picture, and I rub it to get like good luck charm. I go in there and I don't
Oh
touch it.
god.
I don't touch anything before I hit the blackjack table. I touch the first card, and so far 73 out of 200 times I've hit.
Oh yeah, that's great odds, right?
That's
That's
interesting.
not very good.
My
73 out of
Well,
200.
That's
statistically, if
less
you
than
play,
50%.
well,
You might want to pick a different
well,
strategy, my
host,
guy.
statistically, if you went to a blackjack table 200 times, you'd only hit like 43 times. So I'm above average.
Unless you're really good at it.
It's a
Well,
luck game. It's not skill based. Jessica, for your information.
oh,
So you're at like
sir.
46% versus
What?
43 with those
What?
numbers?
So 43% of people out of 200 times, that's the median average. If you were to sit down, and I'm at a 78.
So, and what did you say that you do to put that
So
medium average up?
I have a picture that I took with my favorite president, Bill Clinton, in Kosovo in 2001, and
Wow.
I kind of like, I don't know, like just
Bill
take
Clinton
it.
wasn't the president in
No,
2001.
I didn't say he was the president in
Still
2001. I
fine,
said I
okay.
took a picture with him in 2001.
So I just got to
Okay.
put up a picture of Abe Lincoln's,
I
and I'll be
got
good.
pictures with like every president for the last 15 years. Shut the fuck up. Who gives a fuck?
What the
Well, our
fuck is
president right
going on
now is
right
an
now?
asshole, so that's one
These
thing.
two people are weird. I don't
All
know how I
ass.
feel about that.
God. This is chill
Okay,
out.
I'm weird. Hold on,
Friday.
I'm weird. Traffic man, you have a Nazi hunter as your profile picture. They've been
Hail
gone
Hitler,
for
nigga.
80 years.
Yeah.
They've been gone for.
Oh my god.
No, they haven't. Shut the fuck up.
Stupid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to reach my phone. Hey, real quick, just for brevity for the moment, real quick. So about 4 weeks ago, I was on a panel and I was talking and like I was doing my little spiel. You guys know what I talk about. and like some really fucked up shit happened. And I was talking and I was talking and I was talking, and I got so mad at the person who was talking back to me. I threw my phone as hard as I could throw it. And guess what happened?
It
Charlotte
broke.
motherfucking caught it. We had been playing ball in the in the backyard the entire time, and I got so mad, and I was like, "Fuck this shit!" And I threw it, and I was like, and then I could immediately jump back on phone. I was like, "Oh my god, it's not cracked, like whatever." But like that's how like I never ever get mad like that. But like everything that we're seeing right now, so like, for people to like be like, "Oh, Yachi's this, Yachi's that," and like it's so I'm so over all of this bullshit. Like, and this is why, like, I haven't been speaking very much about it because I'm not able to chill out Friday. I'm not able to chill out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or any day. Like, I'm just not. And like, for some reason, the last like 2 or 3, 4 times, like I've come on your lives, like it's been like chill out Fridays. I don't know why. I don't see you in my for you page. It's very rarely. And so like I don't mean to, like I said, the last time I came up you're like, no, we're not going to talk about this. Like, it's too political, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool, drop me down, like, da, da, da. So, like, I'm not trying to be too political, but, like, it's just hard, like, to, like, be living through, like, this political climate. And I know you guys would just want to chill out. So, I'm not trying to derail the conversation. I just wanted to say all that. So,
All right.
I will say real quick, in the spirit of Chill Out Friday, um, my one of my friends had recently told me that I should join my local township's volunteer group to go around and find potholes. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
like, don't you
So basically, they
that you
want you to
have
do your
already
job for
thoroughly
free
vetted your
on your time
job?
Yeah,
off.
well, yes, and she was like,
Be
"Well,
like, send me a
you have
picture.
so much experience in the traffic in traffic world that you should be able to go easily be able to go around your township and find potholes." And I was like, "What does it pay?" And she goes, "Well, it's volunteer. It doesn't pay anything." And I was like, "Go fuck yourself."
That sounds like a you thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna
listen, I'm
say
41
something.
years old. I don't fucking
Well,
work for
I'm gonna
free
say something.
anymore, baby.
Nope.
I'm
Say something.
sorry.
Use
If
those
you want me to
exact
do some fucking work, you got to pay me something.
I can use those exact same words and I can use it in a different context and I'll leave it alone. But let's just say traffic man. Let's also think of the word traffic with the ends with a K. So like if everything that we are asked to do constantly for free, for no reason, for like all of the budget cuts we're seeing, all of everything we're asked to be like, oh here, come and speak at my gala and raise, you just raised $200,000 and here's a $50 fucking gift card and oh, by the way, we know we didn't give you a plate of lunch. Like when you go through like hundreds and hundreds of things at a time, when you see yourself reemployed every single time, like it's the same thing. Like everything that he just said, I can say the exact same thing with just adding the letter K on the end of word traffic.
By the way, you can call him Mike Pen 15, by the way. He's not Mike Johnson. So, you know,
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh
yeah.
Jesus.
And by the way, Danny, real quick, since it is Chill Friday, hold on a second here. Just
I
for
didn't
Grandpa,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will see myself out. I'm
I
sorry.
have the old piss pot on my head.
I'm so sorry trying to go out. I'm so sorry.
I will say there is one thing that I do now that I do for free that I used to get paid for, and that is belittle and berate men. But that's just out
There
of
you go.
enjoyment.
The piss
No,
pot
that's my
brigade has
hobby.
arrived.
That is how I get the
Yes.
mail. That is how, like, when I'm working all this shit, we're doing all this stuff in anti-trafficking, we're doing all these missing kids and victims cases. Do you know how I decompress? I come to TikTok and I yell at fucking mega. So for anybody who wants to sit up here and or in the comments or in any other live that you've heard me in, recently, because I've heard a lot of like interesting things that have been said about me recently. Like if you think that you want to come talk to me about an actual trafficking, like I'm here. Like we can have that conversation. So it's wild. It's wild. I do this for fun.
Well, I've done a lot of this today, so I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for brightening my Friday night. I'm adjusting to this new schedule of going twice a day, but It's been fun so far. Danny's live on Fridays always great. For those of you who don't know, please follow Danny and come to all of his lives Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But 6 p.m. Eastern Friday is trivia night. You don't want to miss that. And for everybody else, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the folks in the chat. And with that, as always, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you
Good
soon.
night.
Good night.